This video goes through signing up to our new program Assemble. So this is the volunteer advert. It's got the main information there, and if you click more about this role, there are some more details about the role profile, what you can expect from us, what we expect from you as a volunteer. And then right at the bottom there is the volunteer disclaimer as well, so give that one a read. If you'd like to sign up, you can click on the sign up button just there. The first section is just your contact email address. Any Assemble information will come through there for your sign up process and your welcome email as well. Then we've got a few more basic details, so entering the email address again just to make sure that it's correct and matches. Your first name, last name, and your contact telephone number. And at the bottom, your date of birth. The next page is just your postal address. So you can put your postcode in there, it should autofill, but if yours doesn't come up, you can click the manual entry button and type it in there. This is where we'll send all CSI kit. Next we have the diversity information. These are automated questions put in by Access, who host Assemble. Please feel free to not answer these, they're completely optional, you can always put prefer not to say. But we do use the information for a few of our project deliverables and outcomes if you did want to enter it. The next section has the disclaimer and the terms and conditions, so read through that disclaimer again if you haven't already. And underneath there are 4 tick boxes. So the first one is just so that we can contact you, and the next ones have documents. So if you right click on the link and open in a new tab, the first one is all of our policies and procedures, so you give that one a read through. These will be available later on in the document hub as well if you need them. So once you've read it through, just tick that box and on to the next one. This is our health and safety instructions. So everything that gets covered in a risk assessment is in here, so definitely important to give this one a read through. This section that I'm highlighting is just the procedure for under 18s, so anyone under the age of 18 that wants to sample needs to be accompanied by a responsible adult. Alright, and the last one is the volunteer agreement. So by ticking the box here, you're agreeing to the code of conduct and the volunteer role profile that we listed earlier. Okay, the last thing to do when setting up is just to enter your password. And when you complete your application, it will take you straight through into Assemble. Okay, this section is just going to talk a bit about how to use the Assemble Volunteer Management System. So this is the home page. It's got a few of our pinned articles at the top and our training video. If you go into the news section on the left hand side, that has all of the articles that we've posted on there. So this one is just an example of some survey top tips. These were gathered together by a mixture of staff and volunteers. There's quite a lot of useful information in that one. And this is an example of one of our recent webinar series. So it's just a short article, but there's a link in there so that you can go and watch the video. All of our videos are hosted on YouTube, so you can access them through Assemble, or you can go on to Westcountry TV to give them a watch. Another tab that we've got on the side is our document hub, so this is where many of our documents are hosted. and useful links including your cartographer login, your training record, your profile, and the Westcountry Rivers Trust website. You can also get to your training record by clicking the initials in the top right corner. This will open your volunteer profile. You can see there it's got your name and basic information. If you click on contacts, it's got the contact information that you added. You can edit that anytime. And at the bottom, there's a space to enter your emergency contact information. Finally, you can see the red action needed bar here. This is going to take you to your training. So if you click here, you can enter the volunteer manual. This is very similar to the old one with a few updates, so any existing volunteers will have seen this before, but do give it a read through, and especially if you're new, there's a lot of information in there to help you learn how to carry out a survey, how to choose your site. We can also allocate sites for you if you prefer. We then have the safety guidelines, so including the dynamic risk assessment, what to do when you arrive on site. There are a few more videos in there, how to use cartographer and conduct your dry survey. Then we have a little bit of information about the water quality testing. Then there's a bit of information on kit maintenance and some hints and tips. Finally, we've got the FAQs and the resources section. So in here there's your survey form and a few different guides on invasive plants and sewage fungus and things like that. And right at the bottom is the volunteer declaration. So this is the part that states that you have read and understood the information in the manual. So there's a yes, no at the beginning, and then first and last name and your email address. So once you submit the declaration, that will come through to us and we'll be able to update your training record, and that action needed bar will go away. So if we go back into Assemble, there's just one last thing to show you. So on the right hand side is the directory, and this is where the names of all volunteers are. So if I want to send a message to somebody, I just type in their name, click send message, and then type in my message there. If you're trying to contact us, please use the contact us button on the left hand side because it will go through to all of us and you'll have a quicker response that way. Okay, that's everything I want to show you, so thank you very much for watching.